Hi, welcome to Mark and Amber's Roadside Chat. I'm Amber.
I'm Mark.
And today we're here at the Rockpile Museum in Gillette. And we'll take the video around and give you a little sneak peek at some of the goodies that they have here.
They got goodies. So there's the pile of rocks. Evidently when the prairie wagons and guys on horses came west, this is what they looked for. And we've got a train over here we can go through. Looks like a caboose. Nicely restored. And this one's pretty luxurious. The toilet's missing. This is a newer caboose. It's all steel. There's evidently somebody sat there for whatever reason. And here's where they sat up in the little tower area to keep an eye on things. Wood stove to keep warm. And a lot of seats in here. Looks like they got a sample of a signal light. And let's see, what's this? Whatever it was made in Maryland. It just says their instruments, some kind of proximity warning system. Looks like an air hose on there. So I'm going to guess if the airline broke for the brakes, they would be forewarned. And some little trains, models. And another device, slow speed locomotive device or pace setter, which is a portable device that attaches to a locomotive's control panel to control a train's speed in small precise increments, typically between 0.2 and 0.7 miles per hour. Well, there you have it. And a wood floor, probably the only wood in here. So there we have it. And I got a couple of old tractors. This is a John Deere. I think it might be a Model B from the late 40s, early 50s. I'm not exactly sure. It's got the old two-cylinder that made a unique noise to John Deere. So, and there's an old McCormick. Looks like a 1234 maybe. This one had rubber on the steel, which you don't see very often. This is a later model, probably around 1920 or so. There are some farm implements. First one's a sickle mower. It looks like it was horse-drawn. Another sickle mower, also horse-drawn. It looked like it was meant for 2 horses. And actually, the rest of them are also horse-drawn sickle mowers. These are cultivators, horse-drawn. There's a plow horse-drawn. You can see the plow under there. Actually, this was modified on the hitch to be pulled behind a tractor. Discs. Looks like it was also horse-drawn. Another plow, horse-drawn. Another plow, horse-drawn. And that looks like part of an old prairie wagon. That's why they call them settlers. When their wagon broke, that's what they settled for, wherever they were at. Let's see what we have here. That's interesting. Looks like a just a motor. They used to have what they call hit and miss engines that would power stuff before for electricity. This one's the biggest one I've ever seen. And it's on a carriage too, which is unusual. Probably because it's so big. They would power whatever needed to be powered. There's a very old, looks like set of discs, obviously horse-drawn. Wood, a lot of iron in there, very complex mechanism. Oh, I see a seeder, which they would plant the seeds with. They'd fill this box full of seeds, and as they went along, it would drop down these tubes every so often and drop a seed in the ground. Let's see what we got on the other side of the building. Some kind of horse-drawn thing. It looks like it's seen better days. There's a pile of something. Actually, it looks like it could have been a some kind of either cedar or manure wagon. Kind of hard to tell in the shape it's in. There's a big hay rake, horse-drawn. This looks like some kind of husker maybe, to process your crop after you're reaped it. And this is where the hit and miss motor would attach. You put a belt on it and start the motor, and it would turn the device. Same here, it would turn. This is a later model one, being all wood, pretty new relatively speaking. Some of this stuff, I'm just not sure what it is. It's pretty old, and I wasn't a farmer. So again, there's a wheel you would hook up to the hit or miss engine or the tractor. The tractors had wheels on them where you could attach. I found a one-room schoolhouse. Tile floor. This looks like it's much newer in construction. So inside the collection, the museum, they got a collection of rifles. And I'm not going to go describe each one. Civil War era. Indian War era. Here's some modern stuff. Nice collection. All in pretty good shape. Winchesters. More Winchesters. More Winchesters. Those are commemoratives, as are the ones on top here. And collection of bits, spurs. Up top, oil lamps. And you've got some things from a doctor's office. Evidently from a Dr. Hoadley that was in practice up until 1947. Carriage. There's a sleigh. Some old clocks from the jeweler's office. Picture of the guy in his shop, 1929. The entertainment system. Organ. And if you need to do your wash. So there's the sheep herder's wagon, the original mini home. These things were set up quite nicely. You can see the bed. They had drawers under the bed, slide out table, a lot of storage under the seats. I bet that stove threw them out of there. Lamps, very well nice. You can see they stored the broom up top, hooks on the side. Everything you need. Be an awesome mini home. Another wagon, carriage, small buckboard, and we have the last buffalo that was shot in Campbell County, Wyoming. And put my glasses on to get you the date here. 1935. And there's some other trophies they have. Whitetail, elk, pronghorn, moose. So there's a bighorn sheep that Amber's been wanting to see. So there you are, Amber. And looks like a wolf. Buffalo hide. And well pumps. A lot of mining stuff around here. Saddles, they have a saddle collection we're walking into. Branding irons. Here's the saddles. And a lot of other implements for the working critters. And let's say they've got a quilt display that's new. And barber's chair. And let's see what they have back in this room. Looks like fire hose. That's something called a track drill. From 1910. And there's a straight pistol, which is Smith & Wesson, owned by Harvey Albert Spielman. It was used during the December 19th, 1899 shooting, which resulted in the death of Jesse James. And there's a picture of him. So there's the gun that killed Jesse James. Another saddle. And that's pretty much it for the inside. There's another building. So there's a Model A Ford, 1927 pickup. And looks like the mechanic shop, tools, etc. Old gas pump. The bar. It's just belly up to the bar. They have an old telephone booth, wood. Bar. Player piano. And it looks like they have a couple more sheep shacks. Here's a very small one. Looks like it's just got a bed in it, period. And there's another one that we can go in and take a closer look. It's not as well outfitted as the last one, and it looks like it's got some modern repairs or updates, but you can see it's the same style. The bed, pull-out table, Storage underneath the bed, storage underneath the seats on either side. This one doesn't have the stove in it. Has a window that opens. And there is an old tar shack, which has quite a history to it. Not very comfortable. There's a chair and a desk, the bed. It looks like a privy in the back, I'm guessing. I can't see. A trunk for your clothes, no dresser. Wash basin, washboard. The stove, some shelves, a table, and a window. Looks very uncomfortable. This was built 1921 or 1922, and it remained on the homestead until 2001 when it was brought here at the museum. And let's see, there's some blacksmithing equipment. We'll check out the blacksmith shop in a second. Here's a hit or miss engine made by McCormick Deering. I don't even think this thing was used. It still has the manufacturer's name nicely on the wood. I thought this was restored, which is a possibility, but it's in such awesome condition. It just may never have been used, who knows. And these would run some of those this would power some of the equipment we saw earlier. So there's some sharpening stones. One that was foot powered, nice, you could use both hands. A couple more. And there's the blacksmith shop. See if I can trigger the light, there we go. So, coals and the blower and anvils and everything a blacksmith would need. Some horseshoes up there, etc. There's a 1927 model TT Ford stake body truck. Beautiful condition, except there's no hood. And some more printing equipment. These are plate and presses. The big one's an automatic one. I don't know much about printing, so I don't know how it was automatic. Can't tell you that. And the last thing in here is some more blacksmith.
Well, and that was the Rock Museum.
Rockpile Museum in Gillette, Wyoming. It's worth a stop. It's free. They ask for donations. It's definitely worth a stop and a couple of bucks. They've done a nice job. It's growing. They've added a little bit to their collections, and you need to visit.
Well, I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. We love to hear from you. Have an awesome day.